as the old saying goes, two is a company, three is a crowd. But when it comes to films, a crowd is what they need. Hi, I'm Gautam Chintamani, this is Cinemazi Studio, and today we are talking about popular Hindi films that feature the same actor in multiple roles. You would know these films as the double role actor or the triple role, the one in which he had a triple role. But there have been far too many instances, not just in popular Hindi films, but other popular cinemas of India, even films like Tamil cinema or Telugu cinema, where the same actor has played a bevy of roles in a film. Now, like most things when it comes to films, the multiple role was also more of a necessity than anything else. Later, it went on to become a gimmick, and now it's also seen as a challenge for actors. There have also been instances where multiple role has been a rite of passage for the next star. Once you get a film that has a double role or more than two roles, then you pretty much cement your reputation at the box office. So in this episode today, we're going to look at how this trend started and what were the highlights of this trend and why we still love going back in time to see some of these films again and again. So let's take this trip down memory lane. In the early 1910s, when cinema was a new format and a new kind of a vocation, there weren't many women who participated in projects. One of the reasons for this was that cinema was largely considered to be the kind of a vocation that अच्छे घर के लोग wouldn't indulge in. And as a result of that, a lot of things that happened in early films were solely because of necessity. So in Lanka Dahan, which was directed by the father of Indian cinema, the great Govind Dundhiraj Phalke, or popularly known as Dadasaheb Phalke, he got Anna Solanke, the actor, to play two roles. Now, interestingly enough, Anna Solanke had also featured in Raja Harishchandra, the first Indian film. And here in Lanka Dahan, he played the roles of Lord Ram and Goddess Sita. So it was amazing to see that, for the audience at least, that you're watching the same actor play two different roles. And there were times when both of them were in the frame together. Later in the mid-1930s, Master Vitthal directed Sahu Modak in a double role in a film called Awara Shehzada. Now in this film, Modak had a double role where he played the prince and a pauper. It was in the early 1940s that the relatively new double role phenomenon got a great boost when Ashok Kumar featured in two roles in Gyan Mukherjee's Kismat. Now, the film was produced by Bombay Talkies. It became the biggest hit up until that time, and it just established a kind of a new storytelling format, a template, which is still followed in some varying degree.
लेकिन क्या तुम्हारा मदन मिल गया?
वो है
शेखर?
हाँ, शेखर ही मेरा मदन है।
दादा, मोहन।
Towards the end of the 1940s, the same experiment that Gyan Mukherjee had done with Kismat was repeated in Tamil films, where in a film Ranjan played a double role and Bhanumati was also there in the film, and it was produced by the Gemini Studios. In the early 1950s, Ashok Kumar once again reprised his Kismat moment for B.R. Chopra's first production, Afsana, where he played the role of two brothers.
चमन नहीं, रतन, तुम्हारा रतन, बचपन का बिछड़ा हुआ साथी.
By this time, the double role had become a trope for a lot of leading men to indulge in, because it gave them the opportunity to earn a little extra. It also gave them an opportunity to prove their dominance over the box office and the fact that they did not need anybody else for the film to become a hit. There were also instances where women were featured in double role, and the most prominent one up until the 1950s was Khwaja Ahmad Abbas's Anhoni, that had Raj Kapoor and Nargis in a double role.
मैं बहुत कायदे तरीने से बातचीत करूंगी, तो याद रखो, तुम हमारी मासी जी के पास गोरखपुर में पली बड़ी हो और पहली बार लखनऊ आई हो, और हमारे मौसा का नाम ठाकुर अर्जुन सिंह है, वो बहुत बड़े जमींदार हैं, उनके यहाँ 2 हाथी हैं.
For the leading men, the biggest hit as far as the double role went, not commercially, but the aspect of a double role, would probably be Hum Dono, that featured Devanand in a double role.
कौन सा प्रायश्चित है जो मेरे नाम से इस दाग को धो सकेगा? कौन सी मौत, कौन सी सजा है जो इस पाप के लिए काफी होगी? चले जाओ आनंद, कहीं मुझे तुम्हारी बातों पर यकीन ना हो जाए.
Now that film was produced by Dev Saab himself, and it was ghost directed by Vijay Anand, even though the credit of the film is given to Amarjeet. Now, Amarjeet was a PRO at Navketan and he was quite friendly with Goldie Anand. And when Vijay Anand wanted to repay the friendship and a debt, so in the book Goldie the Man and His Films, Vijay Anand describes how out of love and the friendship that he had for Amarjeet, he decided to help Amarjeet establish himself as a director. Now, during the shooting of the film, Dev Anand would not shoot without Goldie Anand's presence, and there were many times where Goldie Anand did not want to overstep into Amarjeet's territory. But having said that, that film, as far as leading men go, up until the mid-1960s, that was the best experiment as far as a double role or a multiple role went.
भाभी, मैं आपका देवर हूं। आज तक आपको धोखे में रखा, उसके लिए माफी चाहता हूं, लेकिन उम्मीद है आप समझ सकें।
Later, Dilip Kumar featured in Ram Aur Shyam, which was a remake of a Tamil film, and M.G. Ramachandran had played the two brothers' character in the Tamil version, whereas the great Nageshwar Rao had played the same role in the Telugu version. Ram Aur Shyam, besides being a classic double role where tropes like mistaken identity, the lost and found formula was used.
इन दोनों में राम कौन है और श्याम कौन है?
तुम कौन हो भाई? तुम कौन हो भाई? तो तुम कौन हो?
देखो लड़कियों, इन दोनों में से एक तुम्हारा मंगेतर है और एक तुम्हारा। अब ये गुत्थी तुम खुद ही सुलझाओ और अपने मंगेतर के गले में जाके दे दो।
To the best impact, it also established that as far as the leading men or box office kings and queens went, this kind of a role was the final port of call, because once you had that role where you featured in two roles, you had truly arrived. This becomes further cemented when you look at Sita or Geeta. Now, when Ramesh Sippy was planning a female version of the Ram Aur Shyam trope, he could not look beyond Hema Malini.
मुझे इन हैरान आंखों से न देखो सीता, मैं कोई पराई नहीं हूँ, तुम्हारे ही दूसरा रूप हूँ, तुम्हारी जुड़वा बहन गीता।
For one, Hema ji was the biggest box office star as far as women went at that time. She had already established her dream girl credentials with the success of Johnny Mera Naam. But the fact that you could not look beyond a particular actor or an actress also told the public and the trade at large that who was numero uno at the box office. Later in the 1990s, late 1980s and 90s, when the same situation arose, you had Sridevi in Chalbaz, which was again a reinterpretation of Sita or Geeta. And you had Anil Kapoor in Kishan Kanhaiya. So Kishan Kanhaiya did not do that kind of business that Sita or Geeta, Ram Aur Shyam or Chalbaz did at the box office. It was an average hit at best. It did not make any big splashes, or it did not do much for Anil Kapoor's career as Chalbaz did for Sridevi, but it still somewhere tried to send this message out there that when you remake Ram Aur Shyam, it's the number one star who's automatically featured in the film. एक से भले दो, दो से भले तीन. Now, when you think of all these things, then you have to go beyond the double role trope. Now, one of the earliest instances where an actor played three roles in a film, in a popular successful film, would be in the early 1970s with I.S. Johar playing three roles in Johnny Mera Naam.
कौन हो तुम? मुझे नहीं पहचानते? मैं तुम्हारा भूत हूँ। ये तो मेरे भूत हो। अच्छा तब ठीक है। मगर ये कौन है? मैं इसका भूत। अरे भूत का भूत, डबल भूत। अरे क्या चाहिए वहाँ?
And Mahmood famously playing three roles that were somewhere modelled on Prithviraj Kapoor, Raj Kapoor and Ranbir Kapoor in Hum Joli. There were other films also during that period which featured actors in multiple roles, but the one that truly stands out is the 1964 Tamil film Navaratri, where the legendary Sivaji Ganesan played 9 roles. Now the same film was remade in Hindi titled Naya Din Nayi Raat, where Sanjeev Kumar played those 9 characters.
भाई है या बहन है? सुनिए, जरा हटिए ना। भान कहीं का
चलो
The same instance was somewhere repeated by Kamal Hassan in the early 2000s, where he featured in 10 roles in Dasa Avatar, and one of the roles he also played somebody that was modeled on George W. Bush, or was actually George W. Bush in the film.
I'm going to read something from Hindi, so bear with me. Sarai Jahase Acha Hindustan Tumhara.
When it comes to actresses, then the best example of an actor playing multiple roles in the contemporary time would be Priyanka Chopra in What's Your Rashi? Directed by Ashutosh Gowarikar. It was based on a famous Marathi novel. It was also an interpretation of the same TV series which was popular in the mid-1980s called Mr. Yogi, where Mohan Gokhale played this character who meets women of different zodiac signs before deciding on whom to marry.
अब तेरा ये कब तक चलने वाला है? Father, 12 लड़कियां देखनी है मुझे. देखने के बाद मैं डिसीजन बता दूंगा.
Now here, Harman Baweja is the guy who's meeting women.
मैं हर राशि की एक लड़की से मिलूं और अपने आप को 12 मौके दूं. You know, to fall in love.
And all the women are played by Priyanka Chopra. Any actor playing multiple roles makes for interesting tidbit for the PR machinery to market a film. In that aspect, there were also instances where actors played multiple roles for other reasons. Now, if you look at something like a Bairag, where Dilip Kumar had 3 roles, you can understand that what was the reason Dilip Saab would have agreed to do that film. It was the mid or the early 1970s. By this time, Dilip Kumar had largely reduced his work, his output, and he was only doing selective films. This aspect of him playing 3 roles would have been fascinating on paper and interesting enough for the producers to pitch it to Dilip Saab, and perhaps that is the reason why somebody like a Dilip Kumar would have agreed to do something like a Bairag, which, you know, for the want of any other term, is largely gimmicky in that sense.
यही है मेरे पिताजी ने धोखा देकर तुम इस घर में दाखिल हुए. इनके सामने एतराफ करना होगा भोलेनाथ कि तुम एक बहरूपिये हो जो इस घर में चोरी की गरज से आया और चोरी करते हुए पकड़ा गया.
In the same vein, if you look at a film like Mahan that featured Amitabh Bachchan in 3 roles, you can understand the scenario in which such a film would have been planned. The success of the Angry Young Man template and the onset of the 1980s transformed Amitabh Bachchan into a one-man industry. It did not matter who was cast opposite him, it did not matter who was the director, the music, the singers, the comedians. Nothing mattered as long as Amitabh Bachchan was there in the film and he had something interesting to do. So now when you see all these aspects, you can understand why the idea of Mahan, where Bachchan would play 3 roles, suddenly becomes a hot proposition and would have, you know, made the producer run to Mr. Bachchan and give him whatever he wanted. Legend also has it that this is one of the first films where the remuneration of a leading man jumped and switched gears. It went from the past to then what was the present, and it changed the way stars started asking for money for their roles. So this aspect of experimentation and gimmick-oriented mindset can never be disassociated with this multiple role or this double role trope. You look at a film like English Babu Desi Mem, where Shah Rukh Khan played 3 characters, or if you look at the standard Ajay Vijay, Amar Prem, and this kind of Gopi Kishan kind of a films where Sunil Shetty had a double role, Akshay Kumar had a double role, or these kind of films would always be there, because this gives a reason for an actor to really go out there and have a good time, also charge a little bit extra. But there have also been instances where this kind of an actor playing a multiple role really adds to the narrative of the film. I can think of 2 examples for this. One would be M.F. Hussein's experimental Gajagamini, where he portrays his visualization of women on screen and he famously cast Madhuri Dixit in multiple roles. And that film is a visual treat. Though I prefer Hussain Saab's next film, Meenakshi, A Tale of Three Cities, because there is a lot happening in that film, and the multiple characters that Tabu plays in the film are all figment of a writer's imagination. The writer is played by Raghuveer Yadav, but there's a lot happening in that film, and it's not just Tabu's multiple roles, but it is also Kunal Kapoor's multiple roles in the film, where you see the same actors playing different characters, but also in a very different setting.
कैसा चेहरा?
खूबसूरत?
तो खूबसूरतों की तो कमी नहीं है?
वो तो बहुत हैं, लेकिन
ओह, तो अब ये कहने जा रहे हो कि मेरा चेहरा तुम्हारी आंखों में समा गया है?
But my favorite film, as far as watching an actor in multiple roles goes, would definitely be Dibakar Banerjee's highly underrated Oye Lucky Lucky Oye. Now, in that film, Paresh Rawal plays three characters who depict some aspect of the father figure to the lead character Lucky, played by Abhay Deol. It's a film where Paresh Rawal famously also plays a character that perhaps might have been modeled on the great Narendra Chanchal, who recently passed away. Where he plays this Gogi ji kind of a character who's an entertainer, to say it mildly. I quite enjoyed the film, and it's unfortunate that that film, the timing of the film hampered its prospects at the box office, because it was released on the same weekend where we had the unfortunate incident of 26/11 in Mumbai. So when you had this kind of a event unfolding in real time and loss of life being telecast live on television, and a lot of us knew people who were directly impacted by this horrendous terror attack, could not think of watching films or living life as regularly as we would. But that's a different story. So I hope you enjoyed watching this episode of Cinemazi Studio, where we looked at actors in multiple roles. We would love to hear from you. Please keep watching our videos and drop us a message every now and then. It's nice to hear from you. Don't forget to hit the like button, the bell icon, and subscribe to our videos. See you soon on another trip down memory lane at Cinemazi Studio. Thanks for watching.